Change their diet, we're going to change their biochemistry, but they can't absorb it properly.
Welcome to the What Up Doc University podcast, your number one resource for total body wellness. Here's your host, Dr. Mike.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Mike from the What Up Doc University podcast. We got a great show for you today, talking all about digestive enzymes, the digestive process, and how that relates to your health. So here's a call that I did a few weeks back, all about digestive enzymes. Take a listen.
Digestive enzymes in our daily regimen. Okay, and first of all, I want to step back and take a look at some of the statistics for your digestive tract, right? So, I said this in conference, is that over the lifetime of a human being, you're going to eat somewhere between 30 to 60 tons of food. So this 30 to 60 tons of food has to pass through your entire gastrointestinal system. That puts a lot of stress and strain if you don't have the proper means to break it down. Okay. Now, by the time a person reaches the age of 50 years old, you've now decreased the amount of enzymes in your body to about half of what it was when you were probably in your teens and early 20s. So as you get older, you're not able to digest the food that you're eating properly. Now, you combine that with the fact that the foods that we're eating are not really great, as it was 50 to 60 years ago. We don't have as much nutrients that it had all the way back then, and we're eating foods that our body doesn't necessarily have enough of the things to digest it properly. And when I say the word digest, basically what I'm meaning is we're taking something from a big source. So if you can envision like a steak, we're taking that steak and when we're eating it, we're breaking it down to its smallest components, which is called amino acids. And the analogy I gave in conference was, say you had this big Lego piece, right? You had this big Lego figurine, and you wanted to take it from maybe a castle, and you wanted to build a new building out of it. You'd first have to break down all those Legos into its smallest pieces, and then you'd have to reassemble it back into something else. That's what your body has to do. Your body has to take the steak, break it down into its smallest components, called amino acids, and then enzymes, again, will take those amino acids and build it into something else, where there would be muscle tissue or tissue for your heart or whatever different organs. Now, the problem comes when you're eating the wrong types of foods, and two, you don't have enough digestive enzymes to break that food down into rebuilding, whatever your body needs. That's why we see acceleration in aging for people who don't make enough digestive enzymes. So your body, you're eating nutrient-deficient foods, and it's not breaking down fully, and your body's not able to digest and assimilate that. Now, we're left with a couple problems. One is we have food just kind of sitting there in our stomach that's basically rotting. And then two, we don't have enough of the raw materials to make the things that our body needs to function. Okay. Now, if you look at digestive stats for the country, 1 in 3 people will suffer from some type of digestive ailment, whether it would be something like ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, or even something more common as indigestion. And if you look at the top prescribed drugs in the United States, some of the top ones are for indigestion, like Prilosec and Nexium. You see all these commercials for Pepto-Bismol. Hey, if you suffer from heartburn, take this. But we're not really solving the issue at hand. All we're doing is we're taking away the alarm, and our body's just left there with something that's not functioning properly. So, your digestive tract is linked towards all types of different diseases, ranging from our common ones that we think that are associated with your gastrointestinal system, to stuff that we wouldn't necessarily pin with it. Stuff like migraines, anxiety, eczema, chronic sinusitis and all of that stuff linked towards proper digestion. Now, when we look at digestion, there's actually 3 different pools of digestive enzymes in our body. There's one that comes from the foods that we eat. The foods that we eat are supposed to be eaten in a raw state. We're supposed to have a diet made of raw foods, but we don't necessarily go around, looking around for a cow and we take a bite out of a cow. We take the cow and we actually cook the cow. And the cooking process, believe it or not, is part of digestion. When we heat up different proteins or different carbohydrates and fats, we're actually starting the digestive process and we're breaking it down. So we have the food pool of enzymes. We have digestive enzymes, which is naturally made in our digestive tract. And we have metabolic enzymes. Now, the metabolic enzymes are the ones that control stuff like cellular function, DNA repair. It's kind of important to have proper cells that function properly in your body. When you don't have the proper enzymes, then the cells don't function properly. So you start getting this interplay between indigestion and then also not being able to have proper bodily function. Now, it's kind of the question, which came first, right? The digestive disturbance or the metabolic dysfunction. And it's 99.9% of the time it starts with your digestion. That's why in my practice, the one thing we always focus on is rebuilding your body's gastrointestinal integrity, and then we can move forward into giving your body what it needs. Now, the reason why it's so important to have proper digestion in relation to the better body system is because the majority of the people that we're all putting the transformation kit on, they're suffering from faulty digestive tract. So we're going to give them all this great nutrients. We're going to start changing their system and change their diet. We're going to change their biochemistry, but they can't absorb it properly. Okay, so we put something like alkali, which is going to alkalize the body, help nutrient absorption across the gastrointestinal mucosal membrane, but we don't have enough enzymes to complete the cycle. So a lot of people will say, hey, you know what, I had some type of gastrointestinal distress, whether it be nausea, constipation, bloating, all of that kind of stuff. It's because they don't have enough digestive enzymes. So we're giving them the right stuff. It's just that their body can't do what it's supposed to be doing with the right stuff. So now you put in the digestive enzymes, that's kind of like that missing link, that last piece that will crank the engine. And now the better body system is going to work even better for them. Okay? They're going to get better results. They're not going to have the adverse effects or as much adverse effects that they were because their body wasn't able to utilize what we were giving it. Now, when people go through that, guys, it's not that the better body system is not working. It's the exact opposite, guys. It's their body's not working properly. So it's kind of like, when you're like, I equate it to my son, right? He's been on summer break all of this time. Now that he's been accustomed to what summer is, now you get him back into school mode, he starts to freak out, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do schoolwork again. I don't know what to do, and they're kind of freaking out. Now, is that the school's fault? Is that meaning that the school doesn't work and education is wrong? No, that's right. It's just that we have to put the right things in so that we can make that transition over from summer into getting into school mode. So that's what the enzymes are doing. We're going to promote digestive efficiency. So if you guys ever forget what the enzymes do, look on the bottle. And it says it right there on the bottle. It's like, hey, what do these enzymes do? It promotes digestive efficiency at the base of it all. Now, if you want to take a look at the enzymes, there's a couple things I want to point out. If you look at it, the formulation is geared specifically towards the better body system. Okay, and you see there's 2 components, right? There's one component which is called protosorb, which is focused on digesting really dense proteins. And then you have the utilizorb, which is the utilizorb is going to go in there and actually help the body to absorb it and utilize it. That's why it's called utilizorb. Now, the protosorb the reason why that's so important is we're switching people's diets from this fast-paced, high-carbohydrate, nutrient-deficient, high-caloric diet into a higher protein, higher dense protein system or intake with the system. Now, the problem with that is as people age, like I said, they make less digestive enzymes, and most people are stressed out. When your body is stressed out, you stop digesting properly. I mean, if you guys ever gotten into a fight or an argument, you guys know that. You go and try and eat something, the food just kind of sits there. And that's what happens is most people are living in this stressful paced life is that the foods that they're eating doesn't digest properly. So thus the need for the digestive enzymes, because, the people that you're giving the transformation kits to, they've been gaining weight for a reason. And like I said in other trainings before, is the reason why they gained weight is the protective mechanism of some faulty imbalance in their system. So, and it's usually linked towards stress. What your body does is your body secretes all these different types of hormones that will enable the system to gain weight. And now, when your body's stressed out, you don't have enough digestive enzymes. So now you tell somebody, okay, here's what we're going to do. Days 1 and days 2, we're going to increase your protein intake. We're going to give you this thing called a yes shake, which has highly dense, undenatured whey proteins. And the body is now freaking out. It's going from summer mode into school mode, and it's like, well, what do? I have to be good now. And it's not able to digest it and assimilate it properly. So people are not getting the full effects of a transformation kit. Okay, so now here's the other thing that when I first learned about this freaked me out. Right, the foods that we're eating, okay, we are only absorbing roughly about 40 to 50% of the nutrient content. And it's taking about 80% of our body's energy to digest them. Okay, so let's put it all into play. Okay, we're eating nutrient deficient foods, right? So it's the foods that we're eating now, they contain probably about 50 to 60% less nutrients than it did 50 years ago. And then we're expending 80% of our energy to extract 40 to 50% of that. Now we're left with not having enough nutrients in our body, and we've been expending 80% of our energy to get less nutrients. So you guys wonder why so many people are starving, literally starving for nutrients. So they keep eating because they want that nutrients. And then they're fatigued because you just spent all of your energy trying to get and extract nutrients from the nutrient-deficient foods. So now what we have to do is we have to replace all the stuff that we've been depleting all this time. So, what people always ask me, well, what do I do in this case? Well, here's my opinion. Everybody should be on the enzymes. Everybody should be on alkali. Everybody should be on pure and the vitamins and minerals, no doubt. Baselines that should be part of your everyday regimen because we don't get the nutrients and minerals that we're supposed to be getting. We don't have enough digestive enzymes in our system, and because we've been living this stressed out life, we need to balance out the gut flora, thus the need for just pure. And then through all of this, through stress, our body increases the acidic load, so we need alkali. This is on an everyday basis, guys. This is kind of like, breathing. You need air, just like you need all of this stuff. So it's not like, hey, doc, which one should I take? You need to take all of this because your body needs this on an everyday basis, okay? So when we're looking at the enzymes, if your body is deficient, or I should say the foods are deficient that you're eating in the enzymes, because the foods that we're eating are deficient all around, and our body is deficient in making digestive enzymes, it starts to take from the third pool of enzymes called your metabolic enzymes. This is when we start getting into trouble. Okay? This is when we start stealing from the enzymes that help with DNA repair, that help with tissue repair. all the stuff that builds your body back up, we start stealing from that so that we can convert it into digesting the foods that we're eating. And if you guys think about that, that becomes a problem. So it's when you start putting digesting your food over repairing your DNA. No wonder why we have such huge incidence in increase of cancers. We see a huge incidence increase of diabetes. And this all has to do with the enzymatic content of your body. So we have to restore that the enzymes to the digestive part, so we stop stealing from the metabolic part, so that we can help our bodies to repair. Okay, so we're putting people on this great stuff, but we're not giving them the things that we need on the other aspect, the back end of it all. Okay, so we have to get people on the enzymes. And the next question I usually get from people is, well, how long do I stay on the enzymes? And I always, same thing I say for alkali, as long as you want to stay alive. The day you want to, kick the bucket, just get off the enzymes. And that's the thing about it is enzymes it equals life. That's no doubt about it. You can go without some of the other luxuries in life. You can go without lotions and potions and all that kind of stuff. But when you start getting into the internal biochemistry of enzymes, you need it. Without enzymes in your body, nothing would move forward. Nothing would function in your body. So here's the question that I get a lot from people is, how do we utilize the enzymes? Well, for the average person, I'm going to start backwards here too. For the average person on a maintenance dose, you're going to take one capsule with your meals. Now, it may vary between if you're going to take it before your meal or after your meal. You're going to have to play with that. Some people who suffer from indigestion, bloating, and all that kind of stuff, you may take it before you start your meal to start priming your digestive tract. Okay, others may take it right after the meal to just help assist with the breakdown. Okay, for those of you who've been suffering from a lot of indigestion for a lot of years, you may want to start with 2 or 3 capsules for probably your first 2 to 3 weeks. That will start priming your digestive system to produce more digestive enzymes. Okay. Now, for the person who's starting a transformation kit, okay, what I would recommend with them with the enzymes is for them to take one with every single. Now, this is going to freak people out, but every single time they put food in their mouth. Okay. Now, when I say that, this is for the person who's they got some weight to lose, or they got some health issues. They're going to take one capsule with every single meal that they're taking. So that includes the shakes, that includes their protein snacks. Okay, because we want to remove the strain from their system as much as possible during their first 30 days. Because when we take the strain off of the digestion and we take the strain off of detoxification, the body can utilize that energy for other stuff like rebuilding and rebalancing out the body's pH levels. Okay, so let me reiterate that. One capsule for every time you put something in your mouth. Okay? So your shakes and your protein snacks. Now for the average person, you're just getting on a transformation kit, you just want to, drop a couple pounds, you're going to take one at it when you're taking your shakes. And then when you have your meal day, take one with your major meal at lunchtime. Okay? Now, you guys may have seen this when I did it at conferences. There's people who suffer from chronic pain issues, and you can actually utilize the enzymes for chronic pain. Now, you're going to take about 4 capsules of proteolytic enzymes. So you can take 4 capsules 4 times a day on an empty stomach. Make sure you take this away from food. So now that means about an hour before or after you eat, you're going to take 4 capsules of the enzymes, and you're going to take 3 alkali. These are on empty stomach now, 4 times a day. Now, I do this in my practice for patients who are suffering from chronic pain issues, or those who are even going into surgery and coming out of surgery. Okay, really, really helps with the inflammatory process and eating up all of those protein debris in your body, all the excess muscular tissue that has been broken up. And sometimes people may actually feel bloating while being on the enzymes. That means that your body is deficient and depleted really a lot. So you want to actually increase maybe 1 or 2 more capsules. You can open up the capsules for those people who they're like, I can't swallow pills or tablets or whatever. Open them up, and you can put them in your shakes, or you can put them in your food, and they start helping the digestive process. But in a nutshell, guys, to kind of wrap up what I'm saying here is digestive enzymes is a must. So it's going to be available in the next probably 5 minutes. You guys should be buying bundles and bundles of this stuff because, 1, it'll increase your health capacity, and 2, it'll increase the results for your customers and your members as well. And we've already seen tons of people's stories who are at a conference that have taken the enzymes, and it's turned around for them. I know for myself, after I started taking it, I noticed a huge increase in my digestive tract and how I digest foods. And it just helps with your overall well-being. Now, I like I said, I can't stress enough the importance of the digestive enzymes to take on a daily basis, guys, because 1 in 3 people suffer from a digestive ailment, and that often turns into, and that's the beginning, guys, of disease. So we gotta start reversing the disease process from the inside out. And so with that, I thank everybody for their time. Go buy your digestive enzymes, and do not send me pictures of what happens when you guys take digestive enzymes for the first time.